As midnight arrives, the sky bursts into color, fireworks lighting up the darkness while people cheer, embrace, shed tears, and make promises about becoming better versions of themselves. Yet somewhere else, in a quiet room, someone is already asleep. No countdown echoes, no glasses clink, no declarations of "New Year, New Me." For them, it is simply another night passing by. This contrast raises an interesting question. What kind of mindset looks at one of the world's biggest celebrations and feels nothing extraordinary at all? Why do some people experience the New Year as just another ordinary day? Every society has its own way of marking time, birthdays, anniversaries, cultural festivals, but the New Year stands apart. It doesn't commemorate a specific event or achievement. Instead, it celebrates the abstract idea of time shifting from one number to the next. Not everyone feels emotionally connected to that idea. For some, a change in digits doesn't justify a surge of excitement or meaning. There are individuals who choose quiet over chaos. They don't attend parties, dress up, or participate in the countdown ritual. However, their silence should not be misunderstood as emptiness. These people still find ways to appreciate the moment, just in a calmer and more personal manner. Their version of celebration might involve watching a favorite show, revisiting a familiar game, or simply enjoying a peaceful evening. Psychologically, they prioritize emotional balance rather than chasing intense highs. They understand that happiness doesn't always need to be loud or dramatic to be genuine. In a world that often demands constant excitement and visible proof of joy, they choose contentment over excess. For them, celebration is less about marking time and more about maintaining inner peace. Then there are those whose sense of time has blurred due to the pressures of life. For these individuals, days blend into weeks and weeks into months without distinction. The demands of work, financial worries, and mental strain push their minds into survival mode. When someone is overwhelmed, the brain stops attaching emotional significance to symbolic milestones. Time becomes practical rather than meaningful. Celebrating the New Year requires reflection, and reflection requires mental space, something they simply don't have. Their lack of excitement isn't rooted in ingratitude, it comes from exhaustion. When midnight passes, it doesn't trigger a sense of renewal because they've been battling challenges all year long. To them, the change in calendar doesn't symbolize a fresh start, it just signals another early morning ahead. There are also those who experience the New Year as a reminder of loneliness. For them, treating it as an ordinary day is not a preference but a form of protection. Without close friends, invitations, or a place to belong during the celebration, the occasion becomes emotionally difficult. New Year's Eve is one of the most socially visible moments of the year, filled with images, messages, and shared experiences that highlight connection. For someone who feels alone, this visibility can intensify their sense of absence. Rather than confronting that discomfort, they choose to downplay the importance of the day. By redefining it as just another night, they reduce the emotional weight it carries. They may spend the evening quietly, avoiding interaction, not because they don't care, but because caring would make the emptiness more noticeable. Beneath that quiet withdrawal often lies a desire for connection that remains unmet. Some people carry wounds from the year that has passed, making celebration feel inappropriate or even impossible. When someone has faced loss, whether it's a job, stability, a loved one, or even a sense of identity, the end of the year doesn't feel like something to celebrate. Instead, it feels like closing a chapter that still hurts. Celebration often requires a sense of emotional safety, a belief that the past can be framed positively or resolved. For those still healing, that sense of closure hasn't arrived. Their decision to treat the New Year like any other day is not about negativity, it is about honesty. Healing doesn't follow a calendar, and forcing joy can feel inauthentic. They continue forward quietly, carrying what they've experienced, taking careful steps into the future. Sometimes resilience isn't loud or visible, it's simply continuing despite everything. Introverted individuals also tend to approach the New Year differently. They are often misunderstood as being distant or uninterested, but their behavior is rooted in how they process stimulation. Large gatherings, loud music, and heightened emotional energy can feel overwhelming rather than enjoyable. These individuals don't rely on specific dates to reflect on their lives. Do they need external noise and shared excitement to feel alive, or do they trust quiet moments as a space for growth? The answer lies somewhere between those extremes, where most people actually exist, balancing celebration and reflection in their own unique way. Tell about yourself in which category you lie.